Well, welcome to our webinar for today about Menterprise. I am joined along with Paul. I believe Christy will be on her way to kind of give her story. She's one of our bigger users. She uses it quite a lot, and so she's always able to give a lot of good information. So we first of all want to thank everybody for taking time out of their Wednesday either or Thursday morning, depending on where you are, and welcome aboard. We're going to talk a little bit about this idea of building page assets. Now, a website has pages, but in far as Google is concerned, each one is really an asset. Each one is something that you can profit off of if it's the winner. Okay, and we're going to talk about a software that does something a whole lot different than other softwares when it comes to content and when it comes to rankings and search results, because there's low-hanging fruit, and then there's sometimes fruit that nobody's going after. And this tool is going to allow you to go after the fruit that nobody else is going after, and you'll get all of these micro wins. And you put all these micro wins together, and you'll have yourself some big wins, especially when it comes down to modifying keywords and things like that. Where we'll get into all of that stuff inside of the mastermind. We'll tell you exactly how our community is using Menterprise and Menterprise Publishing, but it's an evolving thing. We're working on it to improve it each and every day, to try to learn better things and better ways to utilize it. It's because it is such a Ferrari, as we like to call it, of mass page. It's important that we kind of learn it and improve as we go. As many years of experience I have in mass page, I've never worked with something that can launch this many pages, make this many dynamic changes across entire networks all at the same time. It's mind-boggling what it's capable of doing. And the near only limits you have is activity. If you don't take action, if you don't take and do activity, you'll never do well with any platform, regardless of how well it's been engineered and how well it's been set up to perform. So really important that you take a really good listen and understand that if you do decide to make the decision to go with Menterprise, that you're going to be very well supported. The customer service is very, very good. I can attest to that, as I've worked with Paul for a long time. And the fact that the group that you're going to be involved in, which is the Daryl group, my group, you're going to get all the exclusive training. You're going to get the Skype group. You're going to get all of the supporting recordings that we've had from all of the 4 masterminds that we've had so far, and the welcome rooms and all of the special pop-up trainings we've done and things like that. So you'll get all of that stuff so you can learn the system, right? Learn the way that it's working best. And it's an evolving process. Every single time we do a webinar, or a mastermind, I should say, we improve things, and things get better as we grow. So I would like to introduce the founder of Menterprise Menterprise Publishing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't met him before, his name is Paul. And I think everybody, if you get to know Menterprise, you're going to get to know Paul, because he definitely is very much involved in making sure every customer is onboarded properly and has an opportunity to win. So welcome, Paul. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, look, it's my early morning here, so I am in your future.
Yes.
There are some other people in here that are from like Russia and some other places around the world where it's really, really early morning. So yeah, thank you, man. It's been fantastic.
Sure.
So ask me anything you like, Daryl. We'll start with that.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things is we talked about on the last webinar is that even with the demo you're going to see here tonight, you're only saying you're about 20% where this plans to go. So when you come to 20% and it's already the Ferrari of mass page, where do you go from there, my friend? Where do you go?
Yeah, look, you and I have been together for quite some time, and you've seen our evolution. Menterprise Content and also Menterprise Publishing, they're professional products. They're not a plug-in, or they're not a an add-on, or a whatever it might be. These are independent platforms. They've already become a world standard. We do have people or organizations that are like gaming companies, all the way down to local SEOs like you and I. And what we're seeing is there's people that just want content, and that's why we have Menterprise Content. We've got over 100 different languages, so don't be scared of doing the USA in Spanish. It'll only take you about a minute to get content in Spanish. But it's also like there are people dealing with local, like you and I might have local clients, so we can absolutely dominate that sort of scenario. We've also got people like myself. I prefer to do affiliate marketing. I've done with clients in the SEO space. Obviously, we look after our users with Menterprise, but there's other people that just like, they've done their whole business life with PBNs. Now, it's nice to think that PBNs are still a good thing to do, but from our experience, most of that sort of scenario or that building of assets, it's just been like lots of pages up, mostly full of crap, and maybe have some sort of linking structure. When if we mention the word PBN, we look at every single page that we put up, like using Menterprise Content, we draw that into MPub. Every one of those is an asset. So if you're looking at a diagram that might be 1 to 3 to 5 or 6 tiers deep, a tier 6 could actually outrank a tier 1, because Google has actually loved that page ahead of another page, but that link juice would flow better. So we have that scenario as well. We've got people doing a combination of local and then affiliate marketing. Some people selling gigs, for $1,000 a month or euros a month. It doesn't take long to make that sort of money. Depends on the person, obviously, as you said earlier. If you do nothing, you're not going to get a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like with anything else, right? If you do nothing with a Ferrari in your driveway, well, guess what? You will get nowhere. So that's officially the way it works.
Yeah.
But what we also help you inside the community that we have inside of Skype to kind of motivate you. We have one gentleman in the group, Okert, who is very active in telling his wins and getting people to understand that there's something to wake you back up if you've been falling asleep at the wheel. You've got this thing that you're able to do so much with, but you're not doing enough with it. You have that group that's going to constantly remind you, hey, take some action, trust the system will work for you, but you have to trust it, right? You have to trust it and work with it. And then we're all learning. Like you said, even you experiment and you're trying things. I'm trying things. I've been doing this since the 90s. I still have never had something that's this flexible and
Yeah.
this fast and powerful. There's like
We
literally,
learned that too. It's
yeah.
quite interesting. Like, I know this platform probably better than anybody. But even a couple of days ago, Pim and I were playing around and we go, far out, we can do that. Now we've just gone into totally overloaded in some ways, because now we've got like, God, we can go into different types of markets now that we never thought we could go into.
Wow.
Yeah,
So there's
it's
more.
pretty cool, man.
There's more to come. I can't
But
imagine.
you know that I used to spend about 200 hours a month, dealing with content and putting out stuff with, different platforms, and, spending huge amounts of money on failure rates really that are unacceptable. So when we've got a Menterprise, getting content in a couple of moments and then putting it into Menterprise Publishing and doing 20,000 pages per minute. Yeah, that's per minute, by the way. You and I know it's per minute rather than per week or per year. So it's pretty neat. I think because it's a high demand thing, your idea of micro niches is very important, because we can put up so many pages for different sub niches or niches. I think people really need to understand that you don't want to go for like, 100 different niches. You could go for one or two or three. We've got one guy that's planning on making a huge amount of money per day because he's going to scale to get to that point. And he's got one product that he gets $25 worth of commissions for, but he's going to get at least 1,000 new clients per month. And he's just going to scale and scale and scale. And because it's a monthly recurring, he could actually make a huge amount of money just on one product.
Yeah, I mean, I always believe with this tool, and I reckon when I tell other people, I tell them basically this: that find the offer and then build everything around that, because you can't like it. I think it's silly with a tool that's this good to try to monetize after you have visitors. I think it's better to kind of custom tailor all of the structure. When I mean structure, we're talking how the subdomain is set up, how the categories are set up, how the the title tags and stuff are all set up, so that you can win. Where this is the thing. I mean, it's all about like throwing 1,000 darts at the wall,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden you have bullseye, 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 bullseye every single month. And where some other tools, you might get a bullseye for 1 month or two, and then it falls off. This
Mm-hmm.
is giving you long-term sustained bullseyes that continually allow you to make, revenue on a recurring basis. One of the things I told everybody on the very first one, and I continue to tell people, is go after recurring affiliate offers.
Mm-hmm.
Go after recurring income, whether you're selling it to clients. But we'll get into all the use cases coming up
Yeah.
in a little bit, and we'll talk to we'll talk to Christy too about what she's been able to do with the platform as well. So
By
very
the way,
good.
coming back to that 200 hours I used to spend,
Yeah.
Daryl, you know how many hours I spend now, and I'm at least 1,000 times more productive? Two.
Two
I
a day.
used to spend two a month. I used to spend
Oh, wow.
200 hours a month fluffing around, spending huge amounts of money and irritations. Like you can't believe it. But now I can do 2 hours a month, be 1,000 times more productive, probably 100 times cheaper by using Menterprise Content and Publishing. It's just mind blowing, man. Seriously. I get excited every time. Anyway,
Well,
we, we should move on.
the
You've got
situation. Yeah,
things to say.
I said it really kept me up at night. The first time I saw it, I was like, you gotta let me see this thing. I gotta see this, because I'm a geek when it comes to mass page, because I really feel like it's a sport. It's literally us little guys against Google, and
Yeah.
this is the tool that just kind of puts it over the edge for the little guy, right? It gives us
Well,
a
at least we're
yeah.
giving Google what they want.
Yeah,
People go, oh, I'm
yeah,
fighting Google. No, we're not
yeah,
fighting Google. We're creating enough content, structured content, the way Google wants it. They are desperate for what we have. And that's why we can outrank or put pages in the index that, you know, people that have been around for 5 or 10 years with their supposed, which is not a metric, by the way, with Google, an Ahrefs DA of 50 or 60. It's irrelevant to Google. And, if we take over, the first 1 to 5 spots on page 1 or page 2, and those guys have spent 15 minutes doing it using our tool, and the other guys have spent 10 years dealing with it, hey, I'm okay with that. It's pretty cool.
absolutely. Awesome. So I think we can maybe move on to our demo here. We had a limited amount of time last time to do the demo because we were on the big
Mm-hmm.
webathon. But let me just confess something. Okay, I'm gonna bring this out in the open to everybody here on this call today. We did the webathon, and we had probably 40-50% people we've never seen before come through the webathon. And I want to tell you what I did. I took the live streams and simulcast it across probably 20 of my Menterprise campaigns. And we got people that have never heard of mass page tools, never heard of any of, Simon or I or the webathon, that just signed in and became viewers, signed in for the contest and the prizes and things like that. So we're just scratching the surface of some of the
That's
things you can
cool, man.
do. But whoever thought you could simulcast across all of your campaigns and have hundreds of thousands of pages with your video live on it? I had
Don't
it
tell
also.
anybody. Don't
I
tell
also had
anybody.
it autoplay. So as soon as you opened up the thing, it started playing. So, I mean, it was something that was really cool that it allowed people to check it out if they wanted to. So yeah, that's my little confession of the day, and it was good. It was really cool that
That is so cool, Daryl. I've never done it. Hey, probably nobody else will ever do it, but that is really cool.
we only had a week to plan it, so I'm like, I'm gonna use this. I'm just gonna try to see how it goes. So yeah, I was very, very happy with the variety of different people that we got that signed in. You know,
I wouldn't
so
say that no one's going to do it. Definitely, that should be something that should be discussed in the mastermind execution
Christy,
of that.
shh, girls. That's funny.
Because
yeah,
you guys know I will do it. I'm the
yeah,
tester.
we
So I will
have.
totally do it.
Yeah, I mean, come on, why not? Right? I mean, you've got those many pages, you get people out there to see it. Yeah. But I mean, having an opt-in with something like that, or some kind of a contest with an opt-in, and you get it in front of that many people, talk about building a list. But anyway, that's for another topic for another day. Well, what I'd like to do is I'm going to stop being the organizer. I'm going to make you, Paul, the organizer, or not the presenter. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Can
And
I just say something about that real quick?
yeah,
Because
please.
like just sitting here real quick, I'm like, oh my gosh, do you realize what that is? Like you're embedding, especially doing that on YouTube. You guys know I'm messing with YouTube and getting things monetized fastly and stuff, but being able to stream like that is major power and embeds. And gosh, man, the capabilities of this product is just amazing. I mean, jeez, wow,
We
that's
haven't even
powerful.
touched the surface. I think that
Right.
20%, it just went down to about 18%.
Uh,
What I know.
that,
Yeah, they're all unsubscribing. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
No,
No,
I thought we had a lot to look forward to, and we do obviously, but I think your little idea has brought up a whole new industry.
right, totally. Like I'm sitting here just like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's
it
neat.
worked really well. But you know what? You had to have me and Simon, or Simon and I, talking for 12 hours straight. We did a 12-hour marathon webathon the other day, and whoa, is that a lot of work? But we loved it. It was a good time for our Cyber Monday launch, and it was fun. But we got some fresh people, and that's what was so cool about it.
That's
This is
brilliant.
just something that really, you know, not only can the experienced person benefit, but just even the little person, starting
Mhm.
that follows direction. I mean, it gives you the capability to compete in major markets
Right.
against the big boys. Like
What
this
are you
is
talking
insane.
about, a major market? Like everybody's so concerned about getting maybe a spot on page one for a local for some obscure keyword. What are you talking about, Christy?
Meaning, like I've beat Amazon. I've beat what is it? What's the web one? WebMD
WebMD?
in
Yeah.
ranking. There's a lot, and even oh gosh, we're gonna talk, Daryl.
You can also do it with premieres and stuff like that, YouTube premieres. But I'm giving away too much information, aren't I?
Well, it's just
Yeah.
I want people that are on here to realize like just like what Paul is showing is is there's just so much that you can do with this, just so much. We're not even like really showing this, even this that we're doing that is so simple is not, it's no one can do this like we can. And then to take it to elevate it to higher levels across different platforms is just insane. Sorry, I'll be quiet because we'll be here for 3 hours. I'm blown away right now.
All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. All right, for those that don't know, this is Menterprise Content. It's the most powerful content generator or system on the planet. And that's not just me talking, that's multi-million-dollar companies using our platform for content. This here is Menterprise Publishing. You'll notice over here, 28,000, 40,000. By the way, we do about 20,000 pages creation per user. So our platform at the moment is sort of maxed out to create about 5 billion pages per day. And out of Google's removal of 25 billion pages out of their index per day, we are not even close to catching up to what they're getting rid of on WordPress and all these other platforms. So I just thought I'd put that in there, Daryl. Did you know that?
Oh, sorry, I've been muting myself so I can make some noise over here. Yeah, it is, it is sort of a recycling of pages with Google, and you do the dance at first, but I'll let you carry on with it, and I'll have a lot to say afterwards, I promise.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do first, before I go into content, because you need content in anything. We deal with about 50 different platforms that use our content for their whatever output, whether it's WordPress, blogs, or whatever, okay? But with Menterprise Publishing, obviously we have the ability to scale so massively that nothing in the world will even come close. The brilliant part with Menterprise Publishing is it's extremely fast at creating, but it's also totally editable. So that means that if you make a mistake, like a wrong phone number, like one of our users did some local, he put up 10,000 pages for a client, had the wrong client phone number in there, put the right client phone number, 10 seconds later, 10,000 pages all updated. So don't be afraid to experiment. You can do some really cool things, but the whole idea with Menterprise is to get and take over as much digital real estate as possible, because if you have something like this affordable personal injury Bronx attorney, it's reasonable. I'll just refresh that because it would have changed. There you go, 6.9 million. That's a long tail. It's got some really nice competitive keywords in here, but look at who owns the top of the page, 1, 2, and 3. And I will explain something here. This might get some people irritated or excited, is that this is a ZA domain name. That's a South African domain name, Nigeria. This is an NL, which is Netherlands. It's beating out Thumbtack. And some of these guys have been around for quite some time with a, an exact match domain name. It doesn't matter, guys. You've got to understand, domains aren't ranked. It's the pages within a domain that are ranked. So if your pages are good and they're structured using Menterprise content, then obviously you'll have a lot better chance of coming into the SERPs. So let's get rid of this attorney. So we're just going to go into a little bit of short tail. All right, so that's just one keyword set. Now imagine this guy who did this particular campaign, took him about 15 minutes. It's been up for about a year. He's still, on page 1 for, all these different things here. So that's another 1, 2, and 3. And what if we get rid of personal? Let's have a look at what could happen. So this is another 3. It's got 3.3 million, 1, 2, and 3. So this is a lot of the page being taken up. He's got 4 of the top 4 spots. That's about 70 to 80% of the SERPs. What about another guy that I know very well? Daryl, do you mind if I share this? He's probably gone away. All right, now this is a search term.
No, I'm preparing for something. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this has got 148 million. This is page 3. I thought I'd just start on page 3. There's some big names in here like TechCrunch and whatever it might be. So let's go to page 2. Tech Radar, pretty big. Any word, The Guardian. Hey, Twitter, even outranked Twitter. That's pretty cool. That's really nice. Amazon, what's on page 1? 148 million. Who owns the top of the space? Daryl? 1, 2 spots ahead of Unbounce. He's got number 4. He's got number 5. He's got number 6. Got number 7. Number 10. That's a lot of digital real estate for what? 15 minutes work, Daryl? Is that about average?
Yeah, about that average.
All right, so what we need to do is we need to start with content. You have to have content to go anywhere. Now, the neat thing about what we can do is with Menterprise, you have the ability to use keyword phrases. I always use intent-based keywords. I don't ever use when I'm doing any searches, a local modifier. That's just silly because when we lived in Shelbyville, Kentucky, obviously there's no SEO there, so I'd get no data. So I just go for a general term. I can always make the local modifiers within content pretty quick. I also have the ability that if I was to say I'm selling like an affiliate offer with, say, massage chairs, they pay about 7% on the $9,000 sale. I just need to get enough sales out there or enough pages to make my $6,000 a month or whatever it might be. I can grab that URL up here and use it as my search term. So if you do find anybody that's got a really good blog, that's a competitor, use their blog URL in the search term and take that data. It's okay. Everybody's stolen everybody else's data. There is no such thing as plagiarism or, you know, duplicate content. If that was the case, that the trillions of pages put up every day would unfortunately be copied from the people that did it 20 years ago. So do try it this way. If you do have a seed keyword, use an intent. There are a couple of different settings in here. They're headers. What I tend to do is I have this set to auto because I've got limited time. I want to do everything in a couple of hours a month. So I have that set to auto, my images set to auto, and my video set to auto. Now, obviously, if I'm going for specific keywords, then I can put that in here. I do have a little spinner in here that I've got. I've made some little templates for different locations and areas and all that sort of stuff in different languages. Like I've got one for French, etc., or Dutch, and I let the system grab what's ranking. All right, so that's what I do. So my images, I have those on auto. If I have my own, obviously, if I'm dealing with a local client, I'd put them in here as well. And my videos, if you've got a local video, then put that client's video in here as well. But I'm going to set this to auto. And for what I'm going to do, we do have two options with the textual component, like the words and the sentences and the paragraphs. You can have spin text, but for my purpose, and from my understanding of how things work after doing millions of these, I have it that I'm going to turn off for this instance, the spin text. I'm just going to turn off textual spin text. That's just one of the little buttons that you have down here. And I'm also going to go to my top 20 ranking sites because, to be honest, guys, Google's smart or dumb enough to tell us exactly what it wants. So I'm just going to grab that data and then customize it, personalize it the way I want. And I tend to do about 800 to 1,000 word articles because that seems to be my sweet spot. And look at this. This is so awesome. I know that CBD oil in here in Australia just is pathetic. You know, the government just totally, anyway. So I would go to Canada to get all my data, but also we have languages. We have over 100 languages because we've got users in over 100 countries around the world using our content in Menterprise Publishing. So in here, if I was to deal with the Hispanic market, which is about 100 million people in, say, the US, I could just click on Spanish, make sure that my seed keyword at the top left-hand side here is in Spanish. So I might spend a couple of seconds getting it translated, hit the Spanish, and then just generate new. And guess what, guys? My H tags, my table of contents, my content, my alt text, everything will be in Spanish. And it took me no time whatsoever. In fact, it would have taken me about a minute. So let's just generate some new content. This is so cool, Daryl. You know, when we first started with this a couple of years ago, I think you were one of our very first users, and we were so excited we could get like 10 articles in about 15 minutes. It was like millions of times faster than everything else in the world.
The thing is it's really easy to get complacent about what's going on underneath the hood. But as a developer that has built a product called Siphon AI, and we deal with scraping, we deal with all of these things, we know how hard it is to do even a fifth of this. And you're doing it like 10 times faster, you know, and so much more content, that much faster. So I know that's why I was said when I was impressed with this, I was impressed with it because I do things to build software. And when I saw what this thing did, I was like, whoa, that's incredible.
You know what's interesting? That's 30 odd articles, or nearly 30 articles in 30 seconds. That's one fully structured, spun article. All the spin tags in here, if you don't know what spin tags is, it's cool. It just means the variations. All right, so that one article has millions of potential outputs. So literally, I've got about 27 million outputs just in that amount of time. And it's all the way that Google wants it. You know, it's got the beautiful H1, it's got a table of contents, it's got a video, it's got content in here. I don't like that imagery where it is. I just hit reapply modules, and what, a couple of seconds later, I've got a whole different version. And if I want to, if I'm doing blog posts for a client, I can just hit, you know, that HTML is pretty easy. And if I'm doing Menterprise Publishing, I just hit MPub or copy syntax. And now I've got all that happening. So isn't that just like mind blowing? So in my headers, I'm giving you guys a bit of an overview, but I'm also showing you and giving you a micro training. So the headers up here were automatically grabbed from the top ranking sites. These are all the ranking titles, and we're going to use those in here as our H tags. All right, and if I want to edit them, I can use a different format in here. At the moment, I'm just doing the top 300 cities in America. And when you join, I'll give you these anyway. So I'm just going to change that format to the top, you know, whatever, new NYC, NC, LA, and Texas. So now if I just show you that in NYC and Texas, limited time only in NYC, and notice the H tags and the table of contents are changing. And that's just one article out of 27.
It's search engine food. It just works.
It's Google is so desperate, you know,
Yeah.
for what we're doing. Like, you know, I'm not going to tell you how many billions of hits we get per month on our platform after a year, but it's a lot. All right,
Yeah.
and that just means a lot of success. All right, so in here, this is my images. Obviously, I've grabbed the ranking images. I've got, you know, my own alt text in here. I've got my images, you know, pretty neat wrapped and all that sort of stuff. I can play with that. And my videos, there it is there. Now, I did screw up. I didn't grab any alt text, and I would strongly suggest you have alt text on your random as well placement. But over here in my headers again, it only take me a couple of seconds to do video alt text. So there you go, guys. Look, it's nearly done. Woohoo! So there you go. My videos now have alt text. So now my videos that I grabbed now have my own alt text in there. So I could come up with thousands of potential video searches, as well as my image search, as well as my hashtag search, etc., etc. So I've got all that in here. I'm just going to refresh this particular page here. So now those changes are all made. And by the way, if you're a little bit scared about where we're getting images from, don't concern yourself. You're not taking images and repurposing them and changing them to your name or all that. You're just using hot links, which is the same as everything out there. So don't concern yourself. But if you were a little bit concerned, you could always go in here and go like this, because we have the ability, not like any other thing out there, we can use all Google operators and then just go into my images and grab, say, 30 images from Pixabay that are all HTTPS. I'm just verifying that. Instead of logging in, I don't have to do any of that, and bango, I don't like those images there. Import those 28, and those 28 are all high quality and with my alt text. Just like that, guys, just like that. Woohoo! Look at that, pretty. Anyway, raw is where you could put in a map. Like we just had a guy who just joined a couple of days ago. He's in Moscow, for instance. You just go into Google Maps. I can just go and share that map embed. And if you're doing local, this is how you can take over the local. Just use the embed and stick it into this raw function over here. So at the moment, I'm just telling it to do the map at the bottom of the page. But obviously, if I'm doing mass pages, like with Menterprise Publishing, then obviously I'd have it not at the bottom every time on my pages, there's Moscow. I'd have it random throughout my pages. And we do have other templates in here. So if you want to have call to actions or NAPs or GMBs. By the way, if you're dealing with local, we can absolutely crush everything that anybody has ever tried to do in GMBs and maps and all that sort of stuff, because with Menterprise Publishing, you can have a GMB embedded in your content, but you can also have the GMB as the target. So now you're building lots and lots of asset value that nobody else in the world can do. I like that idea. Woohoo.
Yeah, we have some people in our group that are using that to really do some amazing, very impressive things with GMBs. So let's just say when the mastermind recordings end, the fun begins and people start talking about what they're doing and things like that. So there's a lot of sharing that happens. And in the group that you belong to, you'll be in the Skype group, you can message people directly or you can get individual training. I know that Christy's doing some helping training as well. And so I think different people can, if whoever works with your mindset the best, get coaching from them. There's ways to do that. And so you're going to be very well supported. And like I said, I'm still learning. I learned from the group. I was new to the affiliate marketing thing. I'm still not the best affiliate marketer in the world. I'm still learning that because I'm from the lead gen side of the world, and it's similar. But
well, it's just pages. How we
yeah,
monetize our pages. We just need lots of pages. Affiliate
yeah,
marketing just means lots of different keywords, different locations. You put up 1 million pages, and if you assume that you get 10% of those in the index, that's worth something to you. But to put up
yeah,
1 million pages with some platforms, I've already worked it out, would take me 25 years and $125,000.
right,
I don't want to wait that long. I want to do it in about an hour.
yeah.
and see what happens in a couple of weeks, couple of months time. Okay.
Here's
Now,
what
by
I
the way,
think.
coming up with that mentoring, just so you guys know this, we are very passionate about the success of our platform, but also the user. We don't accept a lot of people, and we're not trying to flog product. We want you to win. But with that said, like I will spend about an hour on Menterprise content and an hour with you on Menterprise publishing. How you evolve over time is up to you. But if you keep it simple, not Daryl's way, if you keep it simple like my way, you'll always win. If you want to do it Daryl's way or Ockert's or Chrissy's way, hey, you can. And that's what's so brilliant about our platform. And we're evolving. Like a couple of days ago, Pim and I, we did something, and man, it's a whole new industry with what you just showed me before with posting that live feed to all those hundreds of thousands of pages. Man, that is massive. But I didn't do it before, but I
Yeah,
might do it from today onwards. All
yeah,
right, so you can. All right, so coming back over here, we've got this redirect, and because we'll go through the bonus or the impact that we have with this redirect in a few moments. Redirect's really cool. Just imagine I've put up, say, 100,000 pages. It's in the time that we've been talking, we've got the content, we've put out 100,000 pages drip fed over the next 60 to 90 days. Easy as, we've done it all. How we monetize that is up to us. We could have an affiliate offer there or call to action on those pages, or we could have a redirect. And a redirect just means that when people click on the SERP result, it will instantly take them to either an affiliate offer, and if you're doing affiliate launch jacking, which some people do, you might be able to program that in for 3 to 4 weeks time, or like some of my guys from July this year that started, they were smart enough to program some of their builds. So now that Christmas is only a couple of weeks away, they started having their pages go live on, say, the 1st of December, then the next one on the 2nd of December. Now, the 2nd of December, it is the 2nd of December here in Australia, because it is in your future. Don't get too confused, but I could have it go out on the 3rd of December. That's easy as. So that's how you can do it. Now, the cool thing with this is some people build with the redirect already in the content, but we also know that people like myself, I actually, not what's putting you down, Daryl, I like to have my pages out there first, and then I try to monetize them. So we can actually put things in after the event with Menterprise Publishing. It'll only take you 10 seconds. So you could actually grab that little script, put it into Menterprise Publishing on a campaign. 10 seconds later, all those pages are now redirected. All right, so that's a pretty cool thing. And because we're mates, we're going to give you this for free in a few moments. Also, the link module, this is like an anchor text. It makes your anchor text within your pages really cool, and you can have them go out to different links as well. So we won't go in there at the moment. So do you want to see how I make my pages, Daryl?
yes, I do.
All right, this is so cool. All right, so
Wait,
we've
wait,
got
wait,
our
wait,
content.
wait. Before that, we have a questions box, folks. If you want Paul to actually show you, I got to make sure everybody's awake here. Okay, so put 3 sevens in the chat box, in the questions box, if you're ready for him to show you the next part of this. Just want to make sure you're awake. So 777, if you want to see what he's doing. You got some sevens. Do you see the questions box? Jeff,
Yep, okay.
Jeff,
Yep,
we got
cool.
Simon, we got Jeff, we got Adam, we got Terry. Look at that row. People are merry. Okay, guys. Yes.
Oh, we've even got
They're
more than
awake.
777s.
Yes, we got more than that. So, all
Yeah,
right.
more than anxious and excited. All right,
All
so
right, let's do it.
I know I've spoken a little bit long about how to get the content and all that sort of stuff, but seriously, guys, I spent about a minute on content. All right, and then all I do is I just copy this content into Menterprise Publishing. So what we're going to do, instead of just going through the whole process, these pages are on all of your domains and your subdomains. So you just port your domains over to our platform. It's really, really easy to do that, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to launch a campaign. Now, it looks really simple. It is only 4 tabs to run Menterprise Publishing, but I tell you right now, there's at least 95%, if not more, of the work that I was doing in those 4 tabs. All right, so it's exceptionally fast. There is nothing in the world that can compare or compete with what we have. And the neat thing is when you have your own domains brought over, each one of those domains has a dedicated SSL and dedicated, actually, I'll just show you that. Let's do a slight detour for a moment. We have your own domain, so you own the asset. You have this one here, which is what 99% of people approximately grab. It's $20 per month. You get up to 1,000 subdomains, which just means it's 1,000 sites with as many pages as you want on there. Dedicated IP, dedicated computing resources, so that the pages on your subdomains and domains load within about a second. It is a metric for Google, and we know that. We're aiming for about less than 1 second per page load. But hey, a second is a lot faster than if you're doing this on WordPress. All right, so you can have as many domains as you can, or if you want, my recommendation is have about 5 to 10 domains per niche or per sub niche. That seems to be a really very powerful bit of information. All right, I would strongly suggest you do that. Okay, so we're going to launch a campaign. So when you first start, okay, now you may not know what this means at the moment. That's okay. We're going targets. Now, a target or targets are anything that is a URL. So if you're building an asset value to a client site, then that would be a target. It could be their blogs, it could be their main site, it could be a capture page, it could be a Shopify, it could be a GMB or a YouTube that you're trying to establish or stabilize so that other people can't boot them off the first page. All right, so that's a target. All right, I'm just going to create a couple of diagrams with you. There's a little magic button here, edit diagram. It says edit diagram, so why not use it? Okay, that one's too small. Okay, that was not too bad. That one's a single tier. Now, to be honest, I would never do single tiers unless I'm doing a very small tier. Oh, God, that looks so cool. That is really cool. That is
Free target.
Okay. Now, yeah, I won't use that one. Let's do that one. All right. So this is a very small 3-tier, and this one here, that's a nice 4-tier. Now, when I'm doing my work, I normally do 3 or 4 tiers as a minimum, up to 6 tiers. Now, a tier just means it's a linking structure. So this is like a road map or a map of a city, and some intersections like this B1 have more roads coming in than they're going out. And this one here in A11, there's nothing coming in. So it's a bit of a weak one, but it's quite normal that sites or pages would not have anybody loving them. The more tiers, the more loving. The more nodes, the more loving. The more pages, the more loving that you get. All right, so that you can just do all this really cool. You can manually do all this, or you can do something like that. And I love this. I love just creating a diagram. I come down here and I just play around because I'm very artistic. I just link these things randomly to each other so that I can't find out what's going to happen, and Google will never work it out. And there you go. I just go like that. There you go. I have created a diagram that nobody else in the world has. in less than 30 seconds. So I've just finished that. All right, now obviously that's the infrastructure or the interlinking or whatever you want to call it. So for me as an affiliate marketer, I don't have targets. I'm not building somebody else's assets. I'm building the pages. So all these pages in here, I look at them as assets. So let's have a look at the content. I need some content in here, and guess where? I'm going to get my content. It's super easy. I'm just going to go over to headers. I'm going to change this template. So I'm going to do this to 300 cities in America because, you know, hey, you might as well because they've got over 100,000 people in them. And if you can get 100 keywords times these 300 cities, that's about 30,000 H1s, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000. There are millions of potential outputs there. And I'm just going to hit that little spun titles. So we're trying to make it as dummy proof or Paul proof as possible, which is really cool because I need it simple. Not like Daryl, he loves it complex. Anyway, sorry, Daryl.
I live for complex. I live for it. But you know what? You guys can keep it simple. So
Yeah. You can deep dive as much as you like. Personally,
yeah.
I like to just put up millions of pages and then see what happens. I don't want to put up 100,000 and take months or years to do it. I want to take 1 million pages and do it in an hour or so. So I'm just going to copy my HTML. Nope, because I'm going to do spin text. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to hit the spin text button, either that one or the MPub spin text. And I'm just going to add some content. Now, we do understand, guys, we know that every one of these articles that I'm pasting in here does have spin tags, all right, which means it's got millions of outputs. But for what I try to do, I try and look at every one of these articles of about 5,000 outputs. All right, it's not a hard thing to do. You know, I'm not saying this is a rule, but for me, I just say for every article, it's about 5,000 outputs with Menterprise Publishing. All right, so there's my content. I've got my spun my headers, in all my content. I've got my titles. That's really cool. I may have some targets. So if I was dealing with a client like that guy and I'm doing his GMB, and then I've got his other, say, YouTube video, cool. And it might be, by the way, Apple and a few other companies love us because they get free traffic and free linking into the billions. Anyway, so main page, all right? So that could be what they are. Now, what's really cool with us is if you have a client, and I'm just talking to the local people right now, is if you have a client that you are charging them $250 to $1,000 a month, you know, for your 15 minutes of work, if they ever screw with you, if they don't ever pay you, those targets can be instantly changed. Within 10 seconds, you could have another client and all that link juice, all that authority has now gone to the new client. Just like that, 10 seconds. So never be afraid of a client not paying you because they will lose. In my way of doing things, when I'm doing, say, testing the market a little bit, I normally do 10 to 15,000 pages. So these are nodes. Each one of these letters and numbers are nodes. They're just like an interlinking facet or a process. The most you can ever put in on a node is 1,000 pages. So I could literally do 31,000 pages on this diagram. But when I'm testing the market, I do like 10,000 to 15,000. So let's make it 3. There you go, 10,695 pages I'm going to do. And when I'm doing my tests, I normally do a couple of weeks into the past because it looks like I've been working on my website. Google doesn't know it only took me a minute to make the sites. They just know that it looks like I've been active for a couple of weeks. All right. And I'm going to, because I'm testing the market, I'm going to do 60 to 90 days. I'll do 78 days just for fun. There you go. And I'm going to put them onto my domains and my subdomains. So because I'm dealing with, say, CBD oil, I have a group of domains and subdomains. This one here only has 48 subdomains on, say, one domain. This one here has a couple of subdomains on different domains. So the reason I have different styles of these destination groups is because sometimes I just want to target a specific area, and that subdomain group might just be California, but it might be Los Angeles, San Diego, whatever. All right, so I might create a group. So I'm just going to add that one there, and add that one there. And then I'm just going to hit publish. But what if I've just done one? I've just did one earlier that has 100 subdomains over 2 domains. All right, I can just do that as well. So I'm just going to publish that. So I'm just going to create nearly 11,000 pages, and they're going to be drip fed from a couple of weeks ago, and they're going to be drip fed till February the 14th next year, just like that. While it's doing its processing, all right, I can preview the diagram. Oh, look, it's already done 3,000 pages. There's the diagram that we created. Pretty cool. Oh, there you go. Daryl, what's happened, man? That took less than, what, 10 seconds? It's normally 30 seconds. Far out. We must have improved some of our servers around the world. Anyway, so over here, you can preview the diagram. And you remember how I said that, you know, that Apple doesn't want to pay you? Hey, that's cool. I'll just give this to Daryl. All that link juice is going now to Daryl, and I might update this one here, and all that link juice might go to Christy because I like her and Michael. Okay, save, update, apply. There you go. So that entire campaign now could have been running for a couple of weeks or months, and now that guy isn't paying you. Hey, that's cool. All that link juice is now gone from him to somebody else. I duplicate the campaigns. I can even edit the campaigns, which is so cool. I can go in here, go to the replacement. All right, like Tim had with a client, the wrong phone number with 10,000 pages, wrong phone number, right phone number, saved it, updated it, and 10 seconds later, 10,000 pages were made. In here, you can also prepend or append things like, yeah. That's so cool.
The prepend is where I stuck the live feed, and all I did was just paste about 20 times, and yeah, it just worked.
That's mind-blowing, man.
Yeah, the prepend is great. I use it all the time. I mean, when you want to get traffic to an embed like right away, you just throw it in there. It takes you like less than 2 minutes, and you've got 200,000 pages or more with that traffic, you know, source. It's really power, you know, to have.
Well, what I do is I let my pages, you know, mature, you know, for 3 to 6 weeks. I have a look at them, and if they're doing really well, which I'll explain in a few minutes, then I'll add a redirect or an affiliate offer, or like that guy with the affordable injury Bronx, he added a form. So he started with a phone number, then he added a form. It only took 10 seconds to put like that form over 5,000 pages. That's all.
Wow.
So you can do anything in here. We haven't experimented with everything, but we've had thousands of different prepends and appends on our platform. I don't see them all, but some of it is really cool. And now I've got another one, a Daryl one that you're going to share with me, obviously. All right, so I'm just going to open this up. And by the way, those pages aren't all indexed. I'm being facetious because people have asked, well, hey, you've made 11,000 pages a minute ago. Are they in the index? No, they've only just been created. But I will show you some result that I was blown away with. This one here, I did this in 6 months ago. Notice the diagram or the drip feeding hasn't finished. So the authority actually hasn't finished yet. It hasn't really created, you know, 100% of what we think it might do. And by the way, just because you put pages up and these were here in say April and May and June and July and August, doesn't mean that that's the end of it. Because they'll get more and more hits, they'll get more and more authority, Google will give it more and more love, that particular campaign could end up with tens of thousands of hits. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of campaigns adding up to tens of millions of hits per month. All right, so let's just have a look at this one. 26, all right, I'm going to look at some of these pages that I put up. All right, so you can actually look at some statistics. These are real statistics. Now, when we look at hits, these hits, the first 1 to 3, sometimes 1 to 5. Okay, so this is the hits on that particular page. That's a D3. All right, so that's, see, notice when I said every page is an asset. With PBNs, the old version of PBNs, it was just, oh, I'll put a link in here. It'll get no hits. It'll get no authority. There'll be no link juice, just pathetic. That page, that D3, is outdoing some of the other ones downline of them or closer to the target. So every one of these is an asset. But have a look at this. I was blown away with this. Look at that, guys. That is 300 hits on that one page. That's 3,000 hits in my top 10 pages. And look, that's a C6. And that has nothing to build authority from. Well, that one is a D3 or a B3 up here. Look at this, a C3, that one there, that doesn't have any authority being built to it. What about this one? Oh, look at that. It's got all of that link juice going to create. So that's 300 to that one, 300 downline of that to that target. Now, for me, as an affiliate marketer, a target is not important. If you're building authority to somebody's assets, then a target is important. All right, but for me as an affiliate marketer, all I'm doing is waiting for these thousands and thousands of hits to my campaigns. And because I know that one works, all I'll do is I'll just duplicate that. All I need to do is just hit duplicate the campaign, maybe change a couple of the subdomains or add another group, add maybe a piece of content to it, different drip feed. So you'll see that some of these here that I've copied, notice they're not 10 to 15,000. These are copies because I've gone in there, I've seen that the top 100 pages of that campaign have over 1,000 hits, whether they're bot or people, it doesn't matter, it just means Google's found it. So I'll just copy that and I'll do 40,000 or 50,000 and I'll let it go for another 60, not 60 days anymore, I'll do it 6 months into the future. So now I've got that overlap happening. So now I'm building more authority, but I've also got different content going out to those pages. Isn't that cool? So do you want to see another one?
Yes, please.
Let's launch it. Let's launch another one just for you guys that didn't see me do the diagram. All right, randomize the diagram. There you go, too simple. That's still too simple. See, this is built just for you, Daryl.
I like this one.
Yeah, like this one here. All right. So you remember how I just went in here and I grabbed some of these, I just changed the node linking structure. That's just me, I don't mind doing that. And because this is a little bit light on, I might say, okay, I want a little bit more nodes in here and then just hit equalize. And then I'll just play with these a little bit. There you go. So now I've got a 6-tier diagram. Nobody else in the world has that. I can just edit that, finish editing it. I've got my content. It's got a little check mark there. As an affiliate marketer, I'm just going to set up a /. And you know, if I really put up my pages and I don't want them to be an affiliate staff, or I just want to get some sort of authority happening, I could use that little /, go to somebody in 6 months' time and say, listen, man, I have all this authority. Do you want some of it? It's going to cost you $2,500 to $15,000 a month. Cool.
Wow, that's good stuff right there.
All right,
That
and I'm going to
good.
do this one here. I'm going to just do a very small campaign. I just want to see what these pages look like. I'm just going to do 500 pages, and I'm going to just put it on one of my test thingies, and I'll just hit publish. So this is how I can test if my concept, like with Daryl's concept with the putting that live feed. Now, notice Australia being what it is, a third or fourth or fifth tier country with the internet, I have an issue. I have a internet fail. Guess what? That's cool. It saved it as a draft. So I can just go into that draft and I can edit that draft. It saved everything that I was up to, and I can now just publish it if I wanted to. Just like that. Cool?
Like it.
All right.
Yep.
Easy as. Now, what I'm going to show you, and I would not do this, this is very important. Don't delete your campaigns straight away. Christy, why don't you delete campaigns straight away?
It needs time to season, and also you don't want the negative of the 404s.
All right. So if I was to, what would happen if I just made this campaign and I removed it? If I remove a campaign and it's getting hits to it, et cetera, it's gone forever, guys. Now, the reason I got Christy on is that she had a campaign she did when she first started with us, and you, based on all your SEO nonsense that you've been told in the past, we're going to delete it, right? You can't give me the exact figures of indexing, but what happened to that failed, according to you, campaign?
You know, it's funny, someone found it in a keyword that I don't even remember using. I was ranking for a keyword yesterday. They had found it and told me about it, and I was like, oh, okay, great. So it's just continually getting hits and out there
So
being seasoned.
after,
Um,
after 4 months, how many hits do you think you've had on that one campaign? Was it that one with 11,000 pages?
right. It's had like well over 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't typically delete it all. You know, if I mess up and if something's coding wrong, initially right out the gate, I will delete real
Hmm.
fast and then republish it. But it's
Hmm.
actually, I have a funny story about this because someone I trained, we published a campaign. I told them, make sure you delete it. They didn't delete it. So a week later, they came back to me and said, Christy, can you help me clean this up a little bit? Because I don't want to delete it because now I'm getting a bunch of hits all over the place.
Yeah, all they
So,
needed to do was just go to the, the edit campaign and put a redirect on it.
right. Well, no, we easily fixed it to what it needed to be. So
Oh,
everything, even if you do make any mistakes, everything it there's some way to edit. You know, if you
yeah.
do subdomains incorrectly, I mean, and it takes moments. So everything can be corrected.
Cool.
We had
All right.
a few questions, just real quick. If I don't, or should we hold the questions? You want me to hold the
No, no, no,
questions?
no, go for it, man. I'm here.
Gainer G was asking, how could you determine how many hits are being driven to your target? I have some suggestions, but do you have anything that you tell people?
Okay, hits are on all pages. All right. So your tier one, depending on if it's like got 3 nodes going to your tier one and how many pages, you can sort of work that out pretty quick. You can just look at your A level, which is your first tier. All right, that's your A level. Then just sort through your A level, and that will show you how many hits that A level has had. Easy. You can also download from your campaign pages. You can download that to Excel spreadsheet, and you can sort it any way you like. All right.
But Gainer, you also have to understand that a lot of the campaign's targets are to build up authority within the network so that they'll
Mm-hmm.
be powering up other pages behind the scenes. So
Yep.
just saying I've got so many hits because I changed the target to whatever, what you're basically doing with the target is passing massive on niche authority to
Yes.
wherever you're trying to go to. So whether or not you're getting traffic or not, you're getting the authority juice passed along, which can affect your rankings on your money site or whichever site you're trying to target to build up authority. It could be a tier one or something like that, where you're sending a whole lot of on topic relevancy and authority coming up. Because the thing is with backlinks, it's all about topicality. And if your entire Menterprise campaign is about a specific topic and all of the subdomains and all the keywords and all of this stuff, the way we teach it is all on topic, that makes that link worth 10x what is a
Mm.
normal link from some random place. It's, in fact, you're not going to get much value out of a spam link from just anywhere. You're going to get value from these because they're unniched, they're targeted, and they have authority that continues to grow just in this really strange way. The way these nodes work and the way these different diagrams that he showed, the, those crazy diagrams do some crazy things with authority.
Yeah, you are
They do.
correct.
Yeah.
And you got to realize too, your target sometimes, if it's you're creating authority, that might be a website owner. It could be a local company. That local company's website could absolutely suck. And we know this, we've seen it way too many times, that their web developer might have charged them $5,000 to $10,000 for a really, really bad money site or website.
Mm-hmm.
So what might happen is, and this has happened with quite a few of our users, that site is such trash, Google does not want to put that in the SERPs, even with more authority. However, it's okay that you have 5 or 10 spots, like Daryl has 13 spots out of 20 for some of his keywords. That's okay. That's 95% of all traffic will go through his pages, whether the client is there or not. And that's what happened with Tim a few times. He's taken up page one, not such a problem. Other times he's got one or two of his clients' pages in the SERPs, and he's taken over 5 or 6 pages. Hey, now they're dominating for that keyword, that location. For me as an affiliate marketer, for instance, I don't care. I don't want an affiliate link as my target, because I'm just going to push that affiliate product up in the SERPs. I don't want that. I want me in the SERPs with thousands of keywords and locations. Now, with that said, I did do some work with a client some time ago, about 3 years ago, using content, etc. He had 200 video assets. Now I'm going to give you all a really powerful strategy that is not taught anywhere, but it works really well. 200 video assets. We put the one video in the video part of Menterprise content, and guess what the target was? That video. I did 200 little campaigns of 5,000 to 10,000 pages each, and guess what, Daryl? That guy comes up for 200 videos, for thousands of keywords, for hundreds of locations around the world, but he dominates for thousands. He's got page 1, page 2, page 3, and half of page 4. And no one in 3 years has come to even page 1 or 2. That's worth millions. So if you guys just do video marketing like that, you will have very, very strong videos that very few people will be able to bump off the SERPs. That one idea could change your life. Now, does it have to be videos? No, it could be a GMB.
Right.
A net. Yeah. Could be anything you like. We've got a 24-year-old that just does GMBs. He does 4 million words per month with Menterprise content. Just does GMBs, fresh content. Oh, by the way, while we've got you here, there are ways that with affiliate marketing, there are platforms that are pretty high-end paying, like this one, 300 euros. There are little ones that pay smaller dollar values, like this one here. But the neat thing is I do not do any websites anymore. If I'm doing affiliate marketing, I let the companies do the capture pages. Like this is a really good capture page. Can you see that one, Daryl?
Yeah.
I didn't make that one, but look at this. They have all these countries. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab the top 7 English-speaking countries, and I'm just going to promote those in Menterprise content. I'm just going to put those in the headers in here, those 7 English-speaking countries. I'm going to use the system to grab all the nice keywords and structure, etc., etc. And if you want to go for higher end affiliate stuff, it's really nice. You can do all that. But I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. There is a way that you can help your clients if they've got blogs, and if they don't have blogs, you're not looking after your clients. You can grab each one of these pieces of content and grab copy HTML and just post that as a post. But there is a way, and I showed somebody this a couple of days ago, where you can come in here to the custom export. You grab a number of these pages, just say 4, and listen, guys, there are millions and millions of, if not billions of potential outputs just by using those 4, but we're just going to spin the results and we're going to make 365. Then we're going to download that as a CSV, download it, and then we're going to upload that to a WordPress blog or for scheduled posts. That's 1 post per day for a whole year, and you could easily charge your client $10 per post. How long did it take you to make $4,000 a year? 15 minutes.
Wow.
Go on, guys, put something in the questions, like at least a wow.
Yeah, just give us a wow
I
if
think,
you like what you just
I think I'll type a wow in there myself.
Yeah, so there's a wow for sure. Look at the boom. You got dollar signs. Terry's seeing dollar signs.
Oh,
Wow.
Terry's awesome. He loves what we do. So Terry's making
Adam
good
says,
money.
holy crap. You're not supposed to swear on a webinar, Adam. Come on now.
Well, he's a pop. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So that's one little thing. So what we did when we had our agency, we would charge people $250 a month for 4 articles because it would take us about a day, the old way before Menterprise, and now I could do 1 a day for 15 minutes of work, and they're going to pay me $10 per article. That's $300 per month for 15 total minutes. Come on, guys. If you're not excited by that, then you really need some brain implant. So that's how some people are using it. By the way, these little header templates, they're really, really cool. As a default, we have something in here that's already got a little spinner in here, so that if you don't know how to make them, that's okay. You can edit this stuff here. So we have all this. If I just refresh that, look at that. That one article has all that syntax in it. Like, I am scrolling down, Daryl. You can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. All right, but I'll share these when you get your platform. All right, French services, I don't even need to know French. I've got a few countries in here, so I can target some of these English-speaking countries for my affiliate products. There you go. Look at that, isn't that neat? All right, and because I've got 27 pages, I don't want to spend 10 seconds applying all those modular changes. There is a little double arrow button up here, and if I preview that now, it will have all that stuff in there, limited time only in Australia. I hope that has helped you guys.
There are a few questions that people have that I would like to see while you have your screen open to see if you could show. One is, how do you generate all the subdomains to be relevant? Do you have any subdomains available to do that?
Okay, doing subdomains. There's two ways of doing subdomains. It's very, very easy. You can just grab a couple of your domains that you have. All right, just say I've got 3 domains here related to website design. You do need a spun title, and you do know where to get that from. You can get it from Menterprise headers where the spun titles are. Whatever you do, don't put spun titles in, because we did have a couple of people do that, and all their pages had a title of spun titles. Websites. All right, you can go in here, go to advanced, and just say we were doing web, and then websites. Okay, and then we've got, say, designs, and then designers. All right, so there you go. I've got 2 times 2, that's 4, the keyword rich, and it's going to be 4 on that one, 4 on that one, 4 on that one. So they're all, that 12 is related to that particular thing. All right, so that's pretty easy. Now, if I did have those 300 countries, 300 cities in America, now I would normally have this open as a spreadsheet, but because I'm a bit slow, I only have it as this, so I'm just going to copy it as that. All right, which is pretty cool. And I'm just going to put that in here. So I'm just going to create 3,000 subdomains. There you go. Do you want to see? 1,000 subdomains times 3 domains, that's 3,000 subdomains. Not 3 months of work, 24 hours a day. That took us less than 3 seconds to copy and paste that in here. But look at that. That's keyword times location. All right, which is really cool. There is a way in here. It's called create variable Xref. I'm not going to go into that with you here. It's like a special training with Pim, our lead dev. He'll go with you for 20 to 30 minutes and he'll show you what can be done. But this is super cool. Now, if you're thinking about real estate, just listen to me for a moment, or if you're selling products or affiliate offers, more than one affiliate offer, you can use variable Xref. In this instance, I've got city and suburb. All right, so New York, New York. What I could do in here is if I'm doing real estate, oops, sorry guys, I hit the back button. Isn't that funny? On my computer.
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just hit the back button. All right,
Okay.
so in here, look, my little finger hit, like I've got a MacBook Pro and I hit the little arrow on the top. In here, with real estate, it could be the person's name as a variable. It could be their location or the area they're targeting, and it could be their cell phone or mobile phone. It could be in here. So if you're doing real estate and you've got like 50 different people, you could have their name, their location, and their cell phone or mobile number in the builds of your pages. So you can use that code within Menterprise Content, because I do have little codes in here. Like, you know, I've got a little code in here, like this one here. I can make these little codes. So these keywords will be in and around a city and state variable. So see it up here? Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I can use that within my content as well, and I can also use it to make my subdomains if I needed to. But it's a little bit, the reason why I'm trying to say, get started, just make some subdomains, make a couple of hundred subdomains over like 5 domains. It's 1,000 subdomains, hammer them with 1,000 pages each. That's 1,000,000 pages by the end of today. Wait 3 to 6 weeks and find out what happens with them. Cool, then evolve and develop. But yes, this will take us about half an hour or so to explain it. Okay, go for it. Another question.
That's most of our questions. There was a question from Lynn. She was asking if there will be a replay of this. It's midnight there in the UK. Yes, there will be a replay that you'll have access to. Just go ahead and log back in after a few hours. You'll be able to get access to the replay of this talk. Okay.
Yeah, but Lynn, before you go, we're going to help you with something. Okay, I'm just going in to manage my subscription. This is extremely important. Those people that are on this Webby, you get a really, really special deal, and it'll only last until the 15th of December. After that, it's not going to be available. The redirect and link module is normally found on our Expert. All right, now this is 2 to 4 times faster than this one, and it is 4 times more wordage than this one. But on the entry, you just choose the entry, and Daryl, you'll give them a link to be able to get this. You're going to get the redirect and advanced modules that are only available on this plan, on this one, only if you use Daryl's link that he's going to give you. All right. Now that is huge, man. Seriously. Even at this one here, you know, at $10 a day to get all this sort of power and save at least 200 hours a month is pretty cheap. And over in publishing, all you need to do is you need to have as many domains as you can. You can have dozens or hundreds of thousands. It doesn't matter. Our systems will not fail because you have so many on there. You just need to add a domain, grab the mega hosting at $20 per month, etc. All right, and the costing is so cheap, guys. We do not charge for licensing fees, because if we had to, we would have charged you at least 10,000 to 100,000, and that would have been cheap, right, Daryl?
Yeah, I mean, the cost to do this kind of cloud stuff is very expensive.
Okay, we don't have VPSs, you don't pay licensing fees.
Right.
We give you all of that for free, a multi-million-dollar platform, access to it for free. If you want to sell it, like say Ockett with lead gen, or Christy with, you know, lead gen or opt-ins, or with Daryl, he's selling product, or this new deal that he's just invented yesterday, that was pretty cool. All you do is you just pay for usage. Now this is a monthly. If you don't pay for your domain or your usage, everything disappears, because we're not holding that stuff for you on, say, WordPress, which is super buggy and crappy. All right, so it's $275 per month for 500,000 pages. You can scale up. The more pages you have on the system, the cheaper it becomes. Now I will give you guys a bit of a hint. You can start here or here. I think Christy, you were a little bit irritated by us, were you not, about not scaling fast enough? She's gone. Christy made the comment when she first started. She started here, went to 1 million, then 2 million, 3 million, reasonably quickly. What was your commentary about, you know, not scaling fast enough?
Oh, I still wish I was at the 10 million already, 100 million, because, you know, I should have.
Well, you've had great results, like
right,
seriously,
like
tens of millions hits.
I thought I heard something different when I had signed up, and I did only like 1,000 pages, and in one of the keywords that I was going after in a MMO space that people say not to go after, and I went after it, and I own tons of spots all over the world with it. But had I built better with more pages, I would have owned the first page. Actually, I would have owned the first 4 pages. Let's be real. I have I had the possibility to own the first.
So you've got thousands of keywords and hundreds of locations around the world. So that's hundreds of thousands of keyword location combinations that nobody else has, and you're going to get multiple spots on the pages per.
Right, and it was a one-time build, and I don't have to go. I don't have to go and be worried about a WordPress plugin messing up and my site getting hacked,
Yeah.
and dealing with the, that type of stuff. So yeah.
By the way, you can scale as much or as fast as you like. It means nothing to us. We can cope, our systems can cope with up to 5 billion new pages per day. So don't be afraid to scale up. I would suggest though, think in your head, what could 10 million pages mean as an output, whether it's this month or in a year's time, who cares? Just think bigger than what you've ever done before. If you only got 10% of those in the index and they're only worth about a cent per month or per year, could you imagine how much that would be worth to you? All right, so there you go. That's the pricing structure. By the way, Menterprise Publishing is only by invite. So if you're on this Webby and you get Menterprise content through Daryl's link, and they're on his page, he'll show you that in a second. There is a link to get Menterprise Publishing. We typically screen every single person for publishing because it's so incredibly powerful. We don't want dummies or people who have no SEO. So I would suggest if you have SEO experience and you want to evolve and do things a lot faster and better, more adaptable, then get Menterprise Content and Publishing. You have to be a dedicated content user to have access to Menterprise Publishing because we don't want you to put crap out there. We want you to win. Hope this makes sense, Daryl.
Yeah, absolutely does. Gainer G asked a question, with all this spin text content that's being created, do you bother verifying the readability of what is being posted?
Okay, well, who knows what Spintax is?
Yeah,
You tell me right now, well, you tell me right now, does that read better than your Indian speak in English? And it could. And Google isn't really fazed by the text, it's the structure. Like your content, like I've got millions of pages out there that have no real content in there, but because of my H tags are relevant to the topic, I am ranking for those H tags. But the thing is, Google's pretty lenient. They know that a lot of people in the US, for instance, use people in the Philippines or Taiwan or wherever it might be that don't have English as native language. And they know that. So even if you're using a little bit, this is not spun, by the way. I'm smart enough to copy what's ranking. All right, but if you want to have Spintax, then set your Spintax settings. Instead of turning off Spintax on your text, then have it set to very readable. It's got a little less, maybe write new paragraphs, spin sentences and reorder paragraphs. That's pretty much how you do it, and you'll have really good content. Now, because you've saved like days, if not weeks, making your content, there are occasions you might want to spend a few minutes tweaking it. But with hundreds of, I nearly said the number, let's just say with billions of hits per month on our pages, it's a good indicator that Google loves what we're doing. Now, how you monetize the pages with like a call to action on the top of the page or an affiliate banner or a redirect, that's really your problem or your advantage, depending on how you look at it, all right? But because you're saving so much time and money, there is nothing like this, Gainer. Seriously, man, you'll save a crap load of time and a lot of money. And like Christy has done, she's got rid of every bit of other stuff because she doesn't need it anymore. You've got content in any language. It saves you, like I did nearly 30 pages in 30 seconds. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'd like to do is, do you mind if I take back the screen and
Go for it.
get into it? Because I know people, it is late for some people. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to take advantage of this tonight or today, wherever they are. So I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get the link and everything, and so I can explain how this works as far as the mastermind goes, because I'm getting a lot of questions about the mastermind, and is there an extra charge for that, and all of that kind of thing. So I want to make sure that that's clear, and everybody understands that how this works. Okay, so let's see if I can share the right screen. Okay, first of all, I'm going to move this over here. When you go to go.ht/Menterprise, you're going to come to a very exclusive page. You cannot get there from any other link inside of Menterprise, okay? This is to get into the Daryl Ledyard group, my group, okay, where we have 4 masterminds that are already recorded. We have 2 welcome rooms that have been recorded. I plan to do a welcome room in December for you folks that are coming on board this month and late November. There is no mastermind session for December. We're taking the month off for the holidays. A lot of people are busy. I'm busy doing things with the family, shopping, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do it in January, but you've got 4 whole masterminds. So so you definitely have enough to get sink your teeth into, so you can listen to those, and we'll give you the Dropbox link, and you can go ahead and do that. So again, go.ht/Menterprise. You might see my name here. You might see somebody else's name here. It's still the same offer, okay? And if you go down here, you'll see there's 2 steps, step 1 and step 2. So you first go to go.ht/Menterprise and you get started with the content, or you hit get started up here and you sign up for it there, okay? Once you've paid and you processed everything, then you're going to be invited to come back to this page and then hit the number 2 and fill out apply for publishing. If you're confused about this, I've got a little handy video right here that explains and walks you through all of that. Again, it's go.ht/Menterprise. Let me just go ahead and move this forward before I go here. So you're going to get my MPub mastermind for my affiliate customers only. You get the MPub training and webinars that I've been doing. Plus you got the extra bonus, which is the last time this was offered was in August. And it's been, really hard twisting arms to get Paul to bring it back for us just for this limited time 2-week offer in December. So you get that. So you get the Menterprise bonuses. Go to go.ht/Menterprise. go.ht/Menterprise. And like I said, you're going to see that page in that video, and it'll walk you through everything on that. Now, one of the things I promised I would do is go through some of the rankings and things that we've had with this, with my account. So I think this is not the incognito window. Let me get the incognito window. All right. Can you guys see this screen okay? Can you see that okay? All right. So I want to just basically show you some of the pages that I did from the original case study are still ranking, okay? So for example, like, let's see, we did, here's one, whoops. I'm in the mass page business, right? So I figured I would just try and mess around with that. So I'm gonna put in mass pages for beginners. There's 5.6 billion results, 5.6 billion. And guess who's number 1? Number 2.
You serious? That's not a Photoshop,
3,
right?
What's that?
That's not a Photoshop. That's a real live
This
search.
is a real list.
5.6 billion?
5.6 billion results. And Menterprise is at top on a mass page term, okay? There's a Massachusetts government site that we're beating out, a .gov. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Here's Zapier. Here's Google, okay?
That's
HubSpot,
mind-blowing.
I
Seriously,
think
guys?
Moz.com, Amazon.com.
And
So,
they've spent days, right, to do all that.
Yeah.
You took what? Okay, it's taken them decades to get to that. You've done it in how long?
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, a very short period of time.
Less than a day.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to give you in a minute, after I come back, I'm going to give you a mastermind tip that I've never given to anybody really on even our mastermind call. So hang in there, okay? Because I promise you, I'm going to give you a tip that can get you some major traffic, okay, and some major rankings. So hang on for that. All right. You ready for another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about the rank and rent industry? Anybody heard of that?
No way.
All right, questions about rank and rent. There we are, page 1. over Udemy, over YouTube. Here I am again. All right, questions about rank and rent.
You know what, Daryl? I don't know if people actually understand what's actually happened here. You could not ever have done that without Menterprise Content and Publishing. It'd be impossible. You couldn't compete favorably, but because you could put out such a large amount of content, the structured way that Google wants, it's loving you, well, our platform, ahead of all those other guys that could have spent millions on website design and traffic and all that sort of stuff, and it cost you what, a couple of bucks?
Right.
Far out, man.
Yep. Okay, how about automated trading? And I'm going to tell you the little trick here, okay? So automated trading is cryptocurrency. It is, what do you call it? Crypto, yes. Stocks. Here I am on page 1 with my little smart trick of automated trading page that I built several months ago in the crypto space. Okay, how do you do that? Okay, so let me go a little further, and I'm gonna show you something. Okay, when you go here, there's I've been doing a little thing just to mess around with Appsumo deals. Okay, and retired Appsumo deals. Okay, these are deals that used to be on Appsumo that aren't anymore, and I'm building pages in here. So here's Niches, which is an AI writing platform, right? And if you go down here, oops, Niches, let's see. Here I am. Number 1, that page, this is us 2, this is us 3, this is us 4, okay? So that's 1. How about another AI writing tool? And this is just from a campaign I did back in October. It takes about 45 days before you start to see a page drop bunch up. So yeah, so we're on page 2 on this one. Let's see here. Here we are. Here we are on both of those.
And you got two spots from one domain.
We're over the product hunt. Product hunt is huge. We're over capping AI. Here we are again, and here we are again. We're above Twitter. We're above writer.me versus, so people have spent like real time and effort. How about this one? Lemlist. Everybody ever heard of Lemlist and Appsumo? All right. Let's see what happens with Lemlist. Might have to go to page 2, but there's still traffic, guys. There's people digging for these old coupon codes. Okay. Here I am, page 2. All right. So these are like well-known names, okay, with a modifier. Maybe you guys have heard of a thing called Conversion AI or Jarvis AI, right? Might have heard of that one. That's a pretty big tool this past year, right?
Yeah.
Let's go and take a look. Oh, there I am on page 1. Conversion AI Appsumo. Virtual Really is one of my sites. All right. So this was a 60-day or 30-day cookie that when somebody buys an Appsumo and they land on my page, right, and then they go to the site to look up the thing, they're getting a cookie that lasts for a while. And so when they go back, because they're interested in these kinds of software deals, they go back and buy another one. I get credit for that as well, right? So that's one little thing that that I wanted to tell you about. But there's something else, and this is the trick I'm going to give you tonight, free of charge, because this is something that I didn't realize until tonight when I was going through some of these rankings. And when you take a keyword term, okay, it could be any keyword term. It could be Jarvis. It could be any, anything, right? Any word, keyword, right? Think of the way people search for a minute and think of what platforms they're going to use Google to do the search on instead of the platform itself. So for example, I found it in a discovery I'm not sure exactly which software it was, but I was coming up for Reddit software deals. Okay. And Reddit, there's another one that I came up for, and Reddit something else. Okay. Reddit is a platform where there's a whole community of people that upvote things. How about Product Hunt and whatever? So it's not just Appsumo, right? What about Medium? What about Twitter? What about throwing in places where people are looking for content, right? And you combine that word with any keyword, because it's all about the modifiers. Whether the modifier is a local town and city, the modifier is the way that you phrase something like the ones that I showed you earlier, you know, the smart trick of automated trading, you add a little bit of something different. And that's what Google likes, is the fact that you've actually answered that question or fulfilled the structure that it's looking for that. So when I put in mass pages for beginners, there's billions and billions of results, and we're at the top of it. So keep in mind, Menterprise and the platform does its job. You wouldn't get this without backlinks. I didn't put any backlinks to do this, guys. I didn't do any special indexation. I didn't do anything like that at all. Okay, I just put up these pages and just wanted to see what would happen. Okay. And so if you're interested, and if this is something you can find a way to do, we're going to support you 100% through the process and get you set up so that you can do something with this, because Paul's going to give you the basics and get you set up and things like that, but we're going to help get you from wherever you are comfortable to where you need to be. We're constantly trying. Like, I've got some things that I'm getting ready for the January mastermind that you guys don't know about. And so I'm testing it right now. Well, guess what? Sometimes it takes a few months to really test something. You have to see what it's going to do in 45 to 60 days. So the things I'm going to show at the next mastermind, I'm putting 2 months of effort into so that you don't have to do that. You can focus on your task at hand. When I discover something that works, and I can prove it and show it to you, just like those examples I just showed you, I'm going to share it with you because you're in my group. All right, this is the group that I want you guys to all succeed. So if you're very interested, go to go.ht/Menterprise. Again, you're going to see my name or somebody else's name here. It's just somebody that's on the Menterprise platform. And go ahead and hit the get started with content. Then go ahead and come back to that same page and apply for publishing to get access to this. All right.
Daryl, while you're there, so that people understand, every single platform per user is handmade, so you guys don't have to do any of it. So allow us about 24 hours for us to configure your Menterprise content and your Menterprise publishing. Okay, then we'll organize an hour on each platform with me, and in the near future after that, you can ask Pim, our lead, to have half an hour or so about the variables and Xref and MPSS. If you don't know what any of that means, don't worry about it. It's not important at the moment.
Absolutely. And one other thing is that I'm going to highly recommend, if you're getting the 500,000 plan, which I really recommend you go, like what Christy was saying, go for the million if you can find a way to do that, because then you'll have room to try some things, to make some mistakes, and still get some real strides, because time is of the essence. If you can go after that 45-day window with 1 million pages sooner, that's a better thing, right? To get more pages, to get more things up. But also keep in mind, if you have 500,000, I recommend between 5 and 10 mega domains, which is the 1,000 domains. If you have 1 million, I recommend to have between 15 and 20 for sure, because you will have, when you get to 20 domains, the mega power of all of these things working together. When you do a campaign, it's mind-boggling how much authority you send through that target link on
the
your
reason. Okay, I'll clarify or expand on that too, Daryl. Google at the moment will allow you 2 spots per domain. All right. So as you saw before with that lawyer one, and then when Daryl was showing some of his results, some of them had 2 spots. All right. Now, if you have 5 to 10 domains in a niche or a sub-niche, that's 2 times 5 or 10. That means you potentially could have multiple spots from in the search for that keyword or that location. Obviously, the more domains you have, the more potential you have. Like when I took over those 35 spots, I had more than 20 domains for those videos because I wanted to totally wipe out all the competition. And that would, for that guy, it was worth millions. And it was for a multi-level marketing company. So how you use the pages is really up to you. But Daryl is correct. You don't have to follow our rules, like 5 to 10 domains is good, or if you've got 1 million, do 20. If you've got 10 million, definitely have more than 20 domains, because you're probably doing, you're probably dominating that one niche or a couple of niches. Like that guy who wants to make $20,000 per day, he's going to have the farm, which is over 100 million pages. You know, he's going to scale up to that, and he will have more than 100 domains, because hey, if you want to make $20,000 a day, why not have more domains and more diversity? True. And that's, by the way, one product, Daryl. It's one product that pays $25 a month.
Right, absolutely. And the keywords that I was showing you, would you call those low competition? I'm going after rank and rent, SEO, mass page, software deals from SaaS platforms. Come on, guys, this is not like low competition stuff.
This is totally insane, man. It's not like I've been on webinars, a couple of years ago, where somebody would say, "Oh, I'm number one," or actually, they're not number one. They're on page one, and it's some obscure keyword that nobody would ever type in some tiny place in outback Australia where there's nobody living there. Who cares? But this is real stuff, guys. If you don't get it, if you're trying to look after your clients, well, I can tell you right now, if you're not using Menterprise, your clients may not be liking you for very long. If you do use your Menterprise, then you're going to help them grow and support them. If you're doing affiliate marketing, I can put up 100 million pages if I wanted to in the next couple of months, and I will absolutely trash every other competitor, but I'll have thousands of keywords and locations, which is cool. Cool. Sorry about that. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Christy, is there anything you would like to add?
Right. I just wanted to say, like, Menterprise does what it's supposed to. It's up to the user to monetize. And even in the masterminds, we go over stuff, but it's up to you, the user, whether or not you want to monetize that way. That is up to you. If you just want to throw it on an affiliate link, you want to create buffer sites, and shoot it there and then off to affiliates or local. There's so many ways that you can do it, monetize it, but again, it's up to you. But Menterprise's function in that process is that traffic is getting, the views, the link juice, the authority, etc. Because I know with Paul's example in the beginning there about affiliates and sending to an affiliate, I like that, but I also like to build my other assets that I can go ahead and domain flip. Because I can.
Absolutely, that's a good way too. Absolutely, do that.
You build the authority to the website, use it as a buffer, get it on there, and then boom, I can turn it around and flip it. So, there's just so many ways.
That's some good stuff. So go to go.ht/Menterprise, spell it properly, you'll get to the right place. Menterprise, Menterprise, to get the bonuses, the special. The thing is throughout the year, you can sign up through my group and you can get into the mastermind and you can get my bonus training. But what you can't get is Paul's extra modules, because that costs his company so much money to do that. So it's really important that you take advantage of this if you're able to. You do have some time. If the bank account's a little sucked because of Black Friday or whatever, you have a little bit of time to replenish your money to the 15th. So that's I think a very generous opportunity for anybody. Now, if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in there. Gaynor is a little smart ass. He said, if I rank for the smartest Aussie, will I be putting Paul on page 2?
Hey, Gaynor, if you want to do it, I don't care, man. It's got nothing to do with me.
He said that's a compliment. So, That's cool. Now let's talk a little bit about use cases, because we talked about this several times. We talked about this on the other call as well, but Paul and I and Christy and Terry in our group and Simon, we've all talked about the various things that you can do to quote unquote monetize or return the expense that you're paying for this system. And this just barely scratches the surface. Okay. High ticket, I really love high ticket lead generation, high ticket affiliate. A click is a click, but an affiliate commission is not an affiliate commission. If you can go for a higher one, so you can monetize the traffic, you've got the tool to do it, you might as well go for high ticket, okay?
I agree with that. Can I just interject for a second?
Yes,
That's
please.
a really, really good point. Like, why sell a $2.50 commission when you could earn the $250? It's still the same click, still the same amount of effort. We do have a guy that sells tractors, these combine harvesters and all that. He makes between $5,000 and $20,000 per commission.
Wow. Yeah.
Hard, man. What if you put up 1 million pages or 10 million pages?
Right.
To earn $20,000 per month, and it's only going to grow as more of those pages get the authority. So yes, I agree with you 100%.
Might as well go for the high ticket, and also check your relationships of people you know. Maybe you know somebody in a very obscure niche that the leads are worth millions of dollars if they convert, and you say, hey, look, I will get you leads. All I ask is, that when you sell one, I want $1,000, right? Because it's worth, over $200,000 or whatever, right? Because I have friends that have businesses that one lead can turn into millions of dollars, right? Because of the lifetime value, or because of just the types of arrangements of the kinds of things that they're involved in. So, keep in mind, you might have a network of people that could be your next lead gen that's exclusive. You're not competing with other people getting leads. You're using that leverage of your relationship for a high ticket thing. And you're saying, I've got a tool, I'm going to dedicate myself on this thing to get you as much business as I possibly can. But I know you, I trust you, I know you'll pay me. And I think it's a good way to go. Okay. Powering up backlinks, a single niche PBN or a niche-based PBN is the most powerful links that you can send to a money site or a tier one. If you don't have it on topic, it's worthless. This keeps it on topic. It keeps the authority growing, and it's the really great backlinking and authority that you can send somewhere. Local lead generation, we talked a little bit about that, but the idea of having a city-state modifier, the people in our group are doing extremely well with that, and it's so easy to do. I mean, I've been in the mass page space. I deal with a lot of mass page building software. I own some myself, and I know the power of having keyword plus location, okay? But these Menterprise sites are even outranking pages made with WordPress, pages made with backlinks and WordPress, pages made with cloud platforms. It's beating them. So you really want to take a look at it if you're doing local lead gen. Targeted traffic, like I did with my little hack for simulcasting a live thing. You can take the traffic, send it to where you want to at any given time. So you're able to literally get the kinds of opt-ins you want with just literally setting up within 5-10 minutes. You could have over 1 million pages going to a specific thing just by using the prepend. Just open prepend, paste, open prepend, paste. It's super easy, and you can just send the stuff to where you want it to go. It's a great power to be able to have that. I mean, it's faster than pay-per-click, because pay-per-click, you got to wait for Google to approve it. Sometimes they reject things. Sometimes they don't allow you to do what you want to do. You have to do it their way. This is not like that. You can actually, promote the things that you want to do. You don't have to get and follow all of Facebook's guidelines and regulations. You can go ahead and go produce ads the way you want to, and you can launch them when you want to in the middle of the night. You don't need to wait 2 days to get it approved. You can just go for it. Okay. Reputation.
Coming to that targeted
Yes.
traffic, most people, Daryl, are so concerned about where am I going to get traffic. We don't have that issue.
Mm-hmm.
If you want 10,000 traffic, then go get enough pages out there to do that. If you want 1 million page traffic, then do that as well. The neat thing we have is rather than being click and dead, which a lot of people use Facebook or ads, it's click and dead. With this, it's your assets. You can control, like you said, but traffic is so easy, man. How you monetize that traffic is up to you, obviously.
Absolutely, absolutely. You saw how I was taking up page one on some of these things. If I had, I'm not really big on this myself, but I'm telling you, people pay a lot of money to get rid of bad reviews, right? And so I'm not saying you can force the review to go away, but you can make it not show up on page one, okay? Because you have an army of little pages that rank, and do what you want with that. But there's things that you can definitely do, okay? YouTube views, getting people to subscribe to your YouTube by putting out content or putting out a whole series of videos on a page that is relevant to a given topic. It's a great way because one, the user gets a YouTube video to watch based on the topic of what the page is. So if you use the Ment content, sometimes people, you put it into an accordion. We'll show you how to do that. Or you just have it on the page, and then you have up at the top your 3, 4, 5 videos, right? And the page is all relevant and structured the right way to get the traffic, but then your video is on topic, right? It's not some random video, and it's a video that you have. Now, if you don't have your own videos, Menterprise helps you to grab random videos to put on there, because it does help to have videos on your page, because it's a signal to Google that your page exists, etc. But I really like the idea of using your own. And Christy, do you want to add anything to that about YouTube videos? You've gotten really good at that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Oh, no problem. You were showing me some really cool stuff you're doing, and maybe in the if folks get into the group, we can share it maybe on the next mastermind or the welcome room. We can talk a little bit about what YouTube, what you can do with YouTube and Menterprise. But I think it has a lot of potential, and it needs more exploration. And that's what the group's about. We're all helping each other. All right. Now, this should not be at the bottom. This should probably be at one of the top things, but selling campaigns to businesses, selling campaigns to agencies, which I do. I sell them to actual agencies that are selling SEO. And so we do a whole campaign, and we do a bunch of other ninja things to get leads for the customer, okay? So the whole idea is it's a service that you're selling for monthly recurring revenue, ladies and gentlemen, and you use these campaigns and these pages, and is a whole thing that can help get them stuff that they didn't have to do changes to their website. Because a lot of people are a little bit fussy about giving you access to their website or to change things around with mass page with their website. But this is off their website. They don't have to worry about it affecting them in any kind of negative way. This is something that you can use outside of their website. They don't have to worry about it, mucking up their potential domain reputation or anything like that. Yeah, it's probably not a real concern, but for some people they have concerns, when it comes to
What's
branding.
interesting with that, Daryl, is we've actually got quite a few guys in Europe doing exactly what you're saying, selling the leads or the backlinking structures to other SEOs, and it's working really well. By the way, just so you understand, English is only about say 15% of the world. Yeah. It's so easy to go through and totally take over European countries. Anyway, a side note, I shouldn't really say that, should I? But anyway, it is easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Prabha and Gaynor, I'll get to your questions coming up. Also, think of it as an add-on value to maybe something you're already doing. Okay, um, so if you're already doing a website for somebody, right, and you're getting $2,500, $30,000 or whatever for it, wouldn't it be nice to do an upsell for an extra 1,500 to build them 10,000 additional pages? And then it's only $100, $150 a month for them to keep that going. Now you've got retainer income. They paid up front, right, for that bonus. You already had them as a customer. You already have the bonus, the confidence from them. So you could just take a lot of the content that you just wrote for the website, put it in through SpinText, add it in with the Ment stuff, and make this other campaign, right, that can help them out. Well, not only are you going to do that, you're going to send that traffic on the anchor text to their website to help them with SEO. So it's a nice little add-on for the digital marketers out there to to add something extra special. So it gives them something else. And now, is there anything else I'm missing, folks? Christy, is there anything I'm missing on use cases? I did talk to somebody today that approached me after the Webathon and wants to partner with me on a service that just focuses on, instead of just giving people leads, giving them booked appointments, right? And so that is a great way to say, okay, we don't care anything else. We just care about booked appointments, right? Well, if you can use a platform like Menterprise all day long because you own your little share in, all these pages, then you can do all kinds of stuff and you can get creative and you can try a lot of different things and see how it works. Okay.
Well,
All right.
Daryl, I know of thousands of different ways, but it's all up to the person. We create the content, we've got the pages out there, how you monetize is up to you. But yes, the lead gen is really cool. We have a guy in real estate that's doing extremely well with lead gen, and it's location based.
Wow.
Easy as, and they went from like 1 to 3 sales per month now to 1 to 3 sales per day.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth millions of extra revenue per month for that realtor. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so there you
Yeah.
go. That's
Yep.
just one idea, and there's millions of ideas out there and affiliate offers.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Anybody need to add anything or any questions from the audience? We'd love to hear from you. We're going on, looks like 2 hours. Is that right? Yeah, we started at 6. So yeah, we're working on 8 o'clock. So about 2 hours.
Perfect.
So want to make sure that you guys get a chance to get these bonuses. There will be a replay. So if you need to listen to this again to pick up some more nuggets, feel free to do that. We have some more major stuff that I'm working on for January. I can't wait to bring it to you. The fact that we're not doing the mastermind in December is kind of good because then I can really get some results. I needed more time to actually see the results. I was going to have to wait probably 60 days anyway to just see what it did, because I think what I built could get higher results than even what I've showed you tonight.
Wow.
And yeah, so Paul, you don't even know. But
I'm cool with that. I don't know 99% of what's happening out there.
and not only could it get you higher results from my guesstimations based on my experience, it's faster. In fact, never mind. I'm not going to tell you
Yeah,
guys.
you don't share too much.
I don't have to tell
I'll
you.
wait.
It's faster and easier.
I think honestly, again, like there's Paul's way, which is not, I hate to call it simple because it's not simple in the aspect that what we are doing here is we're delivering, creating structured content, Google food, as we like to call it, like Michael likes to call it, and being able to publish out these pages, plus just the page speeds alone, and are insane of what people work really hard to get, like a 91 to 97. And you're being able to get your message out there. Michael and I have Google News sites. It takes us about 45 minutes to 55 minutes to create one site, which maybe if we're lucky generated like, 30 pages to 50 pages, and then over drip, eventually we'll get up to 1,000. With this, I have 20 domains. I shoot out 20,000 pages in a matter of moments. So
It takes about a minute.
yeah. Depends who's clicking. Maybe me, maybe Michael, who knows. Yeah, about a minute. But yeah, I just what it does, and then the ability with your skills, if you have a skill set in SEO, because I'm working with different people, of all different ranges, beginning to super experienced, and some of the things that we're doing with some of the experienced guys is just out of this world. I mean, there's just so many different ways.
Because you can. That's what we've tried to. This is not a backlinking or a PBN maker or any of that nonsense. This is a real platform that's designed to evolve with you. And as Daryl said earlier, from our making of things, we're only about 20% of the way there. Not that we're going to get really complicated. It's just that we're going to allow certain things that you may not have thought about. And it might be that thing that Daryl was talking about earlier. But anyway, guys, I thank you very much. I know the guys in the UK, they've probably fallen asleep at their laptops. It's only 11 a.m. my time in your future, which is fantastic. So I thank you, Daryl and Christy and Michael, for popping on. And guys, if you're thinking about changing your business life, get Menterprise Content as a dedicated user and get Menterprise Publishing. It is not open to the public. If you've been invited to do it, grab it. Just don't be foolish. All right, this is not a game. This is real serious stuff, but it's done at a value that we can allow you in, rather than charging. Like Terry would probably pay us a lot more for the results that he's getting for his clients, but we just charge what we need to, okay, just to cover the costs. All right, cool.
Awesome. It's been great. Thank you both, Christy, Michael, Paul. Thank you guys all that joined us. Really appreciate it. This will be available via replay if you sign back in with your email and password. You'll be able to, you'll be able to get back and to get the replay in about a few hours after everything gets processed.
And it's only open till the 15th. After the 15th, this finishes. All right.
Absolutely. All right, guys, good stuff. Thank you so much. We will see you on the next webinar, and have yourself a great morning, afternoon, or evening. Good night.
All right. Thanks very much, eh? Good night.